So not too long ago, I did a review on a fragrance by Benigna Parfums, and I called it one of the most opulent and luxurious fragrances in my collection with the gold plating and the crystals. And here we have another one. This one is called Greatness. I'm so excited to talk to you about this fragrance very soon, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on this fragrance by Benigna Parfums, and it's called Greatness, I'm going to tell you about the smell, the notes, the performance, longevity, comparisons, all that good stuff. But I do want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. Look, this fragrance is spectacular. Everything that I have tried from this brand so far has been so luxurious, so opulent. It has this element of grandeur about it. And there's just something about this brand that kind of conveys that class, that distinguishment, that distinction. And this is a beautiful fragrance. Of course, I own a few fragrances from this brand and I look forward to reviewing more in the very near future. And I have a discovery set from this brand that has these tiny little bottles. They're so classy and so opulent looking. And of course, this fragrance is called Greatness. Of course, you have this beautiful presentation here. You have a little cloth with the insignia of the brand on it so you can wipe down your bottle, some information on the brand itself, and it's just really classy. And this fragrance is called Greatness. It has jasmine, tuberose, Sichuan pepper, you have ambrette, otherwise known as musk mallow, this creamy rich sandalwood. You have natural ingredients in here. This is one I'm really excited to talk to you about. Let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation first. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this duality between spice, florals, and woods. It's smooth, it's billowy, it is hypnotizing, mesmerizing, alluring, all of the above. This stuff is wonderful. So let me tell you something about this fragrance. There's always been a benchmark jasmine fragrance for me, right? So whenever I think of jasmine perfumes, best in class jasmines, natural jasmine fragrances, because I know what the smell of real jasmine is like. Jasmine has a compound in it called indole. And whenever you smell the jasminol, the indole, all of these ingredients, you think, wow, this is so lush, it's so natural smelling. And of course, there's Alien by Thierry Mugler, which is a Dominique Ropion composition. And then of course, you also have a Xerjoff fragrance that I've referred to for the longest time as being a benchmark jasmine perfume. Here you have what, in my opinion, is the most intoxicating combination of jasmine and tuberose. And I think because of how natural and how organic this smells, it really puts me in a different state of mind. It increases my appreciation for the art and this specific fragrance. And it just smells so natural, so hypnotizing. And it's not just the florals. It's the jasmine, the tuberose, the pepper is very gentle. So it's not an overdose of spice or anything like that. Don't get it wrong. The sandalwood and the musk, right? That ambrette. It's the perfect conclusion to this fragrance because the sandalwood itself smells very expensive, and sandalwood as a raw material is very expensive. So it's creamy, it's rich, it's not sweet actually. So there's nothing sweet about this, even though sometimes sandalwood has a tendency of leaning a little bit on the sweet side of things. But the way that it's put together in this fragrance, it's just smooth, it's creamy, it's musky, it's billowy, it's luxurious, perfectly unisex. You know, sometimes people might look at a floral fragrance or smell a floral fragrance and be inclined to believe that it's going to be feminine leaning. That's not the case here. This is perfectly unisex, and I think it's because of the pepper and the sandalwood. So both of those ingredients are kind of like, no, look, I have a unisex edge to me. There's nothing explicitly feminine about this fragrance, so anyone can try it. And just look at the color of the liquid in here. You can tell this stuff is strongly concentrated, and I think that's also indicative of the quality of the raw materials. This stuff is amazing. I really hope you can get a discovery set, get a sample of this somewhere. I'm going to leave all of the appropriate links down below. This is the one brand that I'm going to focus the tail end of 2023 on, just because I'm discovering so many exceptionally high quality fragrances from Benigna Parfums. And of course, I've seen a number of other videos out there and Instagram posts and whatnot, but now I'm finally exploring the brand for myself, and I'm very happy for that. This one came out last year, by the way, so I'm not too late on this one, but I'm glad that I finally had the opportunity to cover it for my loyal subscribers. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, of course, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, there's so many jasmine perfumes on the market. Of course, you have the Xerjoff fragrance that I alluded to. You have Alien by Thierry Mugler. There's also a blend oud fragrance that is kind of a twist of Alien. This, on the other hand, the tuberose, the jasmine, the sandalwood, the spices, the musk, the ambrette, it is to die for. It smells really, really expensive, smells really good. And in terms of the longevity, 10 plus hours, strongly concentrated projection was fantastic for the first 2 hours of application. It radiated beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around 7.5, and then hour 7.5 is what I meant to say. And of course, it became a skin scent right around hours 10 or 11. In terms of, okay, so here's where it's gonna get a little dicey. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex. Some people would argue it's 60% feminine, 40% masculine. I think it's perfectly unisex. I also think that this one is great for formal occasions. I just can't see myself wearing this casually unless you have that type of money to blow on it. I think this one is great for somebody who's a little bit older and a little bit more mature, just because it is a different olfactory experience. So I don't think a high schooler is going to be able to pull this off in the way that somebody well into their 30s, 40s and beyond would be able to do so. And I do think that this one is great for any time of the year. When I think florals, I think of spring, but the performance is there, so you can wear it in the fall and winter, but it has that bright, lively personality. You can wear it in the spring and summer as well. So this one is really only compromised as far as the versatility is concerned when it comes to the ages that I would recommend, and when it comes to, of course, the occasions. I think it's more of a formal fragrance. But of course, these are just recommendations. Wear what you want, wear what makes you happy. There's really no restriction when it comes to fragrances, right? It's all subjective. Presentation, one of the best presentations I've ever seen. My final verdict on this fragrance is it is an exceptional floral fragrance. Tuberose, jasmine, a little bit of spice, creamy, rich sandalwood, natural, organic smelling, very expensive smelling, very opulent. Thank you for joining me today. Greatness by Benigna Parfums, a name indicative of the vibe that I get from this fragrance. If you took something of value from today's episode, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell and give this video a thumbs up. It would give me the opportunity to allow me to afford to do these videos for many more years to come. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.